Pledging allegiance. So I've taught for 30 years, and of course, the Pledge of Allegiance has been a part of our day for a while. Some schools have gotten rid of it and things like that. But I bring it up because there are some people who literally pledge allegiance to certain ideals and values, and they are not willing to give those up no matter what. And it doesn't seem that even when they are shown that some of those beliefs and values are toxic, they harm people, they maybe even end people's lives, they're still so devoted to that idea or ideal or value that they cannot seem to take in any new information and show any empathy, sympathy, human connection to the people that their beliefs are harming. So, I had a conversation recently. This is a post that comes up a lot. And to be honest, it comes up so much that I don't even understand why people even ask the question anymore. Because to me, in 2024, the answer should be obvious. And the question is, why don't our marriages last the way that our grandparents' marriages used to last? Now, when I see that question posted, one of my first thoughts is, why are we even asking this question again? Haven't you thought about the reasons why? Haven't you come to your own conclusions about the reasons why? And if you haven't, then how in the world haven't you? Like, you thought about the question, but you didn't think about any of the answers. And the question is almost offensive at this point, because the idea that the highest goal that we should pledge allegiance to is marriage lasting is extremely toxic to me, because marriage is a decision, it's an institution, it's a status, and you could say as many other things too, but the point is, it's an idea, it's a commitment, but the two people involved are the ones who are impacted by that decision, by that commitment. And it's their lives that should matter, not some statistic or not upholding some ideal just because you like the idea of marriage or just because you feel that marriage is better than singleness. Now, we have research, and the research in America is that the two happiest, healthiest groups are single women, single childless women to be specific, and married men. So therefore, married women are really at the bottom of the healthy, happy totem pole. So it's married men at the top, then single childless women, then single men, then married women. And even knowing that, some people will say, why don't the marriages last? You could list 30, 40, 50 things that women couldn't do back in the day when our grandparents lived. And these people will still say, oh yeah, I know she couldn't open a bank account. I know she couldn't go to certain educational institutions. I know she couldn't buy a house. I know she couldn't get loans. I know she couldn't get credit cards. I know all these things that could have made her feel like her survival was dependent on a marriage. But even though all those things have changed, why don't our marriages last? So these people seem to not be able to digest the idea that marriage as it has been practiced in America for a while hasn't been fair, hasn't been equitable, hasn't been healthy for both parties in most cases. Now, we know the research says that about 20% of marriages are so healthy and so happy that they create the Michelangelo effect, where people make each other's lives better. They bring out the best in each other. And another 20% of marriages are harmonious, where there really is an equitable division of labor and people are happy and healthy and growing in them, and they benefit from them. But that leaves 60% of marriages that fall into the toxic category, where people are being physically, mentally abused, drained. Their lives are being made worse because they're married, and their lives would be better if they weren't. And so even knowing that, these people will basically act like, well, it's not about the two people. It's about society. Society benefits when there's a marriage. The kids are in a better situation. So your allegiance really isn't to marriage at all. It's to society having a stable environment that keeps some men from being as violent as they are single, as angry as they are single, as toxic as they are single, and keep some children more away from negative influences, because they have two parents that can be involved with them rather than one. So they have two parental figures inputting into their lives, hopefully, and guiding them and impacting them financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And so it's not about the two people at all. You just want the benefits of the marriage for society. You just want the, quote, stability of the marriage for society. So basically, the two people are irrelevant. And the only thing that matters is them being cogs in a wheel to keep society moving along. And I think that's pretty toxic. Pledging